What's up, guys? Welcome to video 4 of the subscriber built aquarium. What was to be the fourth and final video, more on that later. Now, if you're new here and you just found this series, I just via voting system had all the subscribers choose what we built this tank with. So go back and catch up if you want, or just watch the finale here. Anyway, for those of you guys that have been participating, you know that it's plant time. We got to get plants and shrimp and stuff in here. So let's go ahead and show you guys what you voted on. Well, you know what you voted on. Let me show you the stats on what the rest of you voted on. Come on, let's look at the stats. All right, it was apparent that Anubias Nana and Crypt Nuri were the top two for plants as far as the epiphytes go, but I'm going to add a little Anubias Gold in there as well. We're going to omit any boosts because, well, it was just a bottom contender, and I can't just put everything in. We got to make some limits here. For stem plants, though, you can see that Walichi, Atra, Bacopa, and Pogo Stemmen were all tied. So I don't know what to do in this instance because we have two ready orange plants and we have two the green plants here. So what I'll probably do is select one red and one green, and we'll just try and mix it up that way. Fish-wise, this is going to be a CPD tank. That was the most popular vote, and that's what we're going to go with. Shrimp, we're going to put a couple blue shrimp in there. We might drop a snail, as one person had mentioned, and we are going with undermounting lights. But I do have a little bit of bad news regarding your tank here. The CPDs that are obviously winning out for the fish of choice, they're not available from my local fish store. He goes through two different suppliers and they're both out. So I looked online to maybe support another fish store online somewhere, but the shipping is like 60 bucks. I mean, the fish are only going to cost like 35, but the shipping is double that. And I'm just not willing to pay the shipping companies their stupid prices. So I want to support my local fish store, and so I'm going to try and wait for his suppliers to come back in stock so he can add them to his order, which really doesn't cost him anything, and then he can profit from selling them to me. You're going to be a shrimp only here once we get this thing planted until we can get those CPDs in. I hope you understand and that you don't mind. Alright, well, I'm not going to do video of me trimming plants out of the existing tanks because you saw those tanks because that's where you voted on the plants from, so I'm going to go get some snippins while I'm draining this tank, and then we're going to just do a little B-roll montage of the planting, come back and show you what it looks like. Try and keep it quick this time. Roll the B-roll. Alright guys, we're all planted. A couple of notes here. The nuri is a rooted plant, so it did have to go where there was some soil. So I could not put any of that nuri right in the front. But it does grow kind of tall and bushy, so I think it looks just fine as a mid-ground plant. I need to get in here and do a little bit of trim on the Bacopa but I wanted to show you the two different ways it'll grow. If you let it grow tall, you get these big fat leaves. But I pulled some out of the guppy breeding tank, which is the smaller stuff. While it looks like a different plant, it's really not. It's just I keep trimming it back, and so it gets these little tiny leaves and it stays short and bushy, which I think is going to fit this overall aesthetic here, keeping it kind of low. I went ahead and added the Walichi in here, Rotala Walichi or Walichi I. As you can see, it was not doing so great in the grow out tank, so I figured I would give it some aqua soil, see if it likes the higher nutrient content in the aqua soil, and maybe it'll do better in here. Also, the Rotala Atra has a nice pinky red orange kind of color when it is exposed to strong light, and the Rotala has more of an orange color, or the Walichi I mean, and I figured that it would blend in nicely with this nuri and then into our green here. So I'm going to get in here with some scissors and trim this bacopa down a little bit just to kind of smooth it off there. And then we will add some shrimp. Alright, you guys wanted blue shrimp, so I've got 10 of the Blue Dream Neocaradinas here. They've been acclimated via drip system for about 2 hours. We'll go ahead and drop these guys in here. Alright, I think the shrimp look pretty good in there. I hope you guys enjoyed the scape that I came up with, or the planting configuration that I did. I think it's going to be nice once it grows in. You guys picked the right plants, not some super bright red, but very subtle kind of oranges. I think you guys did good. So now what I've got to do is the lighting up here. You guys wanted the undermount lights, but these are probably not going to be bright enough, so we are going to switch those out for 2 strips that are more powerful. Let me show you. So I'm currently going through the process of redoing the fish room here, or my office, with all of the rack lighting. So this is new lighting that I'm installing, but down here on the bottom I've got these 2 bright LED strips that I just temporarily had taped up here. So I'm going to use these 2 strips right here and mount them up here for your aquarium. That should give us better lighting here for the plants, and hopefully they will continue to grow and thrive. Alright, installing these is pretty simple. I just got to take the old ones down, hot glue the new ones in there. Pretty boring stuff, so I'm not going to film it. Alright, I think it looks pretty good, guys. So it's definitely brighter here with the new lights, and then I took the lights that were over here and I put them over here to lighten the fishbowl up a little bit, give the plants a little more light in that, because it was kind of dim. So you can see our cryptocoraine flamingo right here was not doing so great. It's not real flamingo-y. So we got some more light in there, and then our 2 strip lights up here. I think that's enough light for this tank. It should be pretty good. The real test is going to be the Walichi and the Atra. If both of those grow nicely, then we know we got enough light. Alright guys, well I hate to say it, but that's going to wrap up this video here. We are going to be waiting on the CPDs to come back in stock from the suppliers. If you guys are really upset about it, leave me a comment. I guess I can order them through the mail if you really want. But little shrimpers zooming around in here, looking pretty good. They're happy and exploring their territory. Please drop a comment and let me know what your thought is here. Did I do an okay job scaping it for you? Is it the way you would have scaped it? Maybe tell me how you would have done the plant arrangement there. I could probably learn something from you. Alright guys, thank you so much for participating in this. This is going to close out this series pretty much. I'm going to move on to different videos. When the CPDs come in, of course, I will give you an update. So thank you so much for your participation, guys. I appreciate your support getting involved. We will do this again maybe, but more streamlined, not so tedious. Thanks for sticking with me. I'll see you on the next video.